But think for a moment about living in a place like Tanzania or Uganda. There are very few graduate schools in Africa. There are very few colleges in Africa, for instance. And being able to go online, and without going to Stanford or Berkeley, being able to take a class that you actually get a credential for. It's a really big deal. I mean, when people talk about democratizing things, this is really democratizing access to information and opportunity, right? And so these are just some of the photographs of some of the marketing materials that went out. And when you hear the numbers, well, first let me start with the testimonials. And this gives you a reflection. So this is from Cynthia in Burundi. When I applied for this program, I was facing huge management or organizational issues with my organization. As the leader, I felt like I was sitting on my hands not knowing how to proceed. I found dynamic, creative change makers within the Philanthropy University network. I was at home. I renewed my commitment and learned a lot from the interactions. Most of all, the courses were very resourceful. This is from Salvador in the Philippines. Being a student in Philanthropy University was a life-changing experience. And this is what I mean. We heard this again and again. And I was at an event in December with a number of the learners, and I was blown away by just how impactful this was, what it meant to them to participate in this. And I'll also say, these were also not necessarily people who hadn't gone to college. Some of the people I was talking to actually had graduate degrees, right? And they were renewing their skills, and in some cases had gone to graduate programs where they never had access to educational content like this. So let me read you Salvador's testimonial. Being a student in Philanthropy University was a life-changing experience. The lessons and insights I learned from the course were all invaluable. Much more, I would say, they're priceless. Last December 2015, I started to apply the OCAT. That's actually a tool from the organizational assessment class taught by Doug Scott at McKinsey to our organization. I conveyed to our officers and staff the value of thoroughly assessing our organizational capacity and making actions to improve capacity. Also, I emphasized the principles, values, and 10 golden rules for impact and meaning to my fellow leaders. These are two of the most urgently applied lessons because I see them as pressing needs in our organization. Right? So this is also a real statement about how actionable this was for folks. I'm not going to read all of these, but this is a learner from Columbia who talks about how much he learned in the nonprofit strategy essentials class. The last line is the one that I like. Philanthropy University is a light that illuminated my path to success. And then this is someone local, YMCA of the East Bay. The courses, both individually and as a unit, were very valuable to my team and me. We worked on the course material together and learned a great deal about each other and the topics by participating together. And this is one of the reasons that this is run on NovoEd, which is actually the same platform that our online course for the Social Impact Collective is run off of. It is designed for enabling really effective teamwork, right? And we'll see a little bit of this when we dive in. But look at these numbers. We launched this in September. By the end of the year, we had learners from 190 countries. Anyone remember from our newsletters how many people enrolled, how many enrollments there were? Over 400,000 from 200,000 unique students from around the world. You look at the list of the top 20 reported countries, the United States is number 1, but Nigeria is number 2. And if you look at the top 10, most of those countries are in sub-Saharan Africa. Right? So we are clearly meeting a need here. And this is a slide with some more metrics here. Over 200,000 unique learners enrolled in over 400,000 courses. And interestingly, they're almost evenly split between the nonprofit and the for-profit, but you see a significant size in government, and then also just people who are already students at other courses.